Hey guys, this is just a quick update on the tier list that I made yesterday. I forgot to include two cards, and I wanted to change things around a little bit as well. So you'll notice that a lot of these things have changed spots, sort of. So I made it so that the better cards in a tier are at the beginning, and then the worst cards at the end. And then I tried to rank them like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in each tier. These are a bit subjective, it's especially difficult to compare two colors with one another, but it's sort of vaguely like that. So you'll find the best cards at the beginning of the tier, and then they'll slowly get worse, and then the worst cards at the end of the tier. So the two cards that I forgot were Grimguard here. Grimguard to me is really excellent. It's a 4-cost 2/5 with taunt. It's also got a combat trigger. The combat trigger is not as good as like the underground boss trigger, but it's really solid stats for what it is. It's not included in every red deck as it used to be, but still a really good card, so I slotted it in A. And then the other card that I forgot was Illusion of Grandeur, and this card I put in C. I think that it's usable. It's somewhat of a meme though, so I put it at the low end of C, but I don't think, I think it's better than these D cards. It's a 7-cost 1/1, and then it gains extra stats based on all of the 1 or lower costed creatures you've played this game. So you can use this with discounted creatures as well. You can use this with bargain. So you can bargain a 7/7 down to 0 cost, and then this will gain that 7/7 stats. The only thing is that in bargain decks, these kind of clunk up your hands a little bit. So you bargain into this, reduce this cost down to 0 because it's random, and then you don't really want to play this until it gets buffed. So it's a little bit awkward, and I think bargain is one of the only decks you can play this in. You can kind of do this in like Rain of Fish maybe, or things with Spirit of Rebirth. But yeah, these are okay. I mean, yeah, in the Spirit of Rebirth deck, it's reasonable. So I think a low C is fine for this one. I also changed a couple cards. So Wandering Monk used to be A. I think it's definitely a B tier. It's not as good as like these Explorers here. So like I can't put these on the same tier as the Explorers for sure. And this, when it comes down, is only a 1/5, which is not that great. Like, yeah, it's really easy to trigger, but the immediate effect it has isn't the best. So I think it's definitely a B, a high B. It could even be lower than these three guys, but I think the higher B spot is fine, especially with like the husk things. It's doing pretty well. The other card was Shaitan Scavenger. I kind of glossed over this last time. It's a 4-cost 4/3, and when you attack a god, it becomes 2-cost until the end of the turn. So that's actually really incredible value. It can be a 2-cost 4/3 for just hitting a god, which is not, like, it's a little bit difficult to trigger, but not the worst. So I put it into B. I think a lot of the Yellow Rush cards are in B actually because you have to hit a god, and the stats of the Yellow Rush creatures aren't that big. So Zealous Crusaders here as well. I think actually all the Yellow Rush cards pretty much are here. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll scroll quickly through the list, but I'll put a link, of course, in the description if you want to just open up this list for yourself. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.